What an impertinent thing is a young girl bred in a nunnery. How full of questions. Prithee, no more, Helena. I have told thee more than thou understandest already.
The more's my grief. I would fain know as much as you, which makes me so inquisitive. Nor is it enough to know you're a lover unless you also tell me who 'tis you sigh for.
When you are a lover, I'll think you fit for a secret of that nature.
'Tis true, I was never a lover yet, but I begin to have a shrewd guess what 'tis to be so, and fancy it very pretty to sigh and sing and blush and dream and wish and long to see the man, and when I do, to look pale and tremble, just as you did when our brother brought home the fine English colonel to see you. What did you call him? Mr. Belleville!
Fie, Helena.
That blush betrays you. I am sure 'tis so. Or is it Don Antonio, the viceroy's son? Or perhaps the rich old Vincentio that our father designs for your husband? Why do you blush again?
With indignation, and how near sober my father thinks I am to marrying that wretch Vincentio. I shall let him see. I understand better what's due to my beauty, birth, and fortune, nay, my very soul, than to obey those unjust commands.
Now hang me if I don't love thee for that dear disobedience. But tell me, dear Florinda, don't you love that fine Englishman? 'Twill please me so if you do, for he is so gay and so handsome.
A maid designed for a nun ought not to be so curious in the discourse of love.
And dost thou think I'll ever be a nun? Faith, no, sister. Indeed, I would have you love Belleville, because I hope he has some mad companion or other that will spoil my holy vows.
Oh, prithee, be not so wild.
Then tell me, what thou dost see about me that is unfit for love. Have not I a world of youth, a humor gay, a beauty passable, a vigor desirable, well-shaped, clean-limbed, sweet breath, and sense enough to know how all these ought to be employed to the best advantage? Yes, I do, and will. Therefore, lay aside your sisterly stiflement and tell me how you came acquainted with this Belleville, for I perceive you knew him before he came to Naples.
Yes, I knew him at the siege of Pamplona. He was then a colonel of French horse, a cavalier who, when the town was ransacked, nobly treated our brother and myself, preserving us from all insolence, and I must own, besides great obligation to his chivalry, there is I know not what that pleads kindly for him in my heart, and I will suffer no other to enter. But see, here comes our brother.
Morrow, sisters. Pray, when saw you your lover, Don Vincentio?
I know not, sir. Tell us, when was he here? For I consider him so little, I know not when it was.
Indeed, you ought not to despise him, a man of so vast a fortune and such a passion for you.
A passion for me. 'Tis more than ever I saw or had a desire should be known. I hate Vincentio, and I would not have a man so dear to me as my brother follow the ill customs of our country and make a slave of his sister. Our father's will, I'm sure, you may divert.
I know not how dear I am to you, but I wish only to be ranked in your esteem equal with the English Colonel Belleville.
Have I not reason to esteem him? When I was exposed to such dangers as the licensed lust of common soldiers threatened, when rage and conquest flew through the city, then Belleville threw himself into all danger to save my honor.
But you must consider Vincentio's fortune and the jointure he'll make you.
Let him consider my youth and beauty, which ought not to be thrown away on his age and jointure.
'Tis true, he's not so young and fine a gentleman as Colonel Belleville, but what jewels will that banished cavalier present you with? Those of his eyes and heart.
And are not those better than any Vincentio keeps in his bank? That shriveled pantaloon may increase her purse, but not her family.
Go up to your devotion. You are not designed for the conversation of lovers.
Nor of saints, Pedro. Is it not enough of you to make a nun of me, but must cast away our sister too, exposing her to a worse confinement of barren misery with a toothless tyrant, and all for a jointure?
Callus, take this wild cat hence, and lock her up all this carnival, and then at Lent shall she begin her everlasting penance in a monastery.
I care not. I had rather be a nun than be obliged to marry as you would have me.
As I would have you, not I by my faith. In petitioning for Vincentio, I only urge our Father's will.
Praise God and Jesus, then.
My own desire is that you would love the Viceroy's son, Don Antonio.
Huh?
Pedro,
He is brave and young and all that can complete the happiness of a maid. Our father's absence gives us opportunity to free you from Vincentio by marrying Don Antonio here in Naples, which you must do tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow, or 'twill be too late. 'Tis not my friendship to Don Antonio which makes me urge this, but love to thee, and hatred to that odious relic Vincentio. Therefore, resolve thyself to the task.
Sir, I shall strive to do. I shall become your sister.
I'll both believe and trust you. Adieu.
As become his sister? Then you be as resolved your way as he is his.
I never till now perceive my ruin near. I have no defense against Don Antonio's love, for he has all the advantages of nature, the moving arguments of youth and fortune.
But, harkye, Callus, you will not be so cruel to lock me up, indeed, will you?
You must obey the commands I hate. Besides, do you consider what a life you're going to lead?
Yes, Callus, that of a nun. And till then, I'll be indebted a world of prayers to you if you let me see now what I never did. The diversions of a Neapolitan carnival?
What? Go in masquerade? 'Twill be a fine farewell to the pleasures of the world, I take it. Pray, what would you do there?
That which all the world does, as I am told, to be as mad as the rest and enjoy all innocent freedoms. Sister, will you go with me? Come, sweet Florinda, be not sad. We'll outwit 20 brothers if you'll be ruled by me. Put off this dull humor with your clothes and assume one as gay and as fantastic as the dress my cousin Valeria and I have provided. And let's ramble!
Callus, will you give us leave to go?
I have a youthful itch of going myself. And is Don Pedro out of sight? Then let me come along and wait on you, for by my troth, I'll not trust young girls alone.
Madam, the habits are come, and your cousin Valeria is dressed and stays for you.
'Tis well. All right, a note to Belleville. 'Twill let him know I plot to overthrow my brother's will, for I'm resolved to have him.
Come, let's in and dress us, and then to the cavalcade.
Why, what the devil ails the colonel in a time when all the world is gay? Hadst thou been long enough in the city to have been in love, I should have sworn some such heartbreak had befallen thee.
No, I have had no new lovers since I came to Naples.
You have left none behind you in Paris?
Neither.
I can't divine the cause then, unless the old cause, the want of money.
And another old cause, the want of a wench. Would not that revive you?
You're mistaken, Ned.
Sartlikins, well then thou art past cure.
Ah, I have found it out. Thou hast renewed thy acquaintance with the lady that cost thee so many sighs at the siege of Pamplona. What do you call her? Her brother's a noble Spaniard, nephew to the dead general. Florinda? Aye, Florinda, and will nothing serve thy turn but that damned virtuous woman who, on my conscience, thou lovest fruitlessly because there is no possibility of gaining her.
Nay, I have room enough in that lady's heart to make me proud and vain, were it not abated by the severity of her brother, who, perceiving our mutual happiness,
As civilly forbid thee the house.
aye, to make way for a powerful rival, the viceroy's son, Don Antonio, who has the advantage of me in being a man of fortune, a Spaniard, and her brother's friend, which gives him liberty to make his court, whilst I have recourse only to letters and distant looks from her window, which are as soft and kind as that which heaven sends down to penitents.
Hey day, a simile! Oh, by this light the man is quite spoiled. Frederick, what the devil are we made of that we cannot be thus concerned for a wench?
I dare swear, I have had 100 women as young and handsome as this Florinda, and dogs eat me if they were not as troublesome to me in the morning as they were welcome in the night.
And yet, why touch another woman if he might have the Spanish rose for free?
Oh my, that's all thy joy, isn't it? A cheap whore.
Why, Sartlikins, I love a frank soul. When did you ever hear of an honest woman that took a man's money?
But who comes here?
Dear Belleville, noble colonel!
Welcome ashore, my dear Rover!
Hey, let me salute you, my dear Frederick. How is it, honest lad?
Infinitely the better to see my dear Mad Wilmore again. Prithee, what brings thee out of port and into wild Italy?
Love and mischief, Fred, and the chance to enjoy myself a little this carnival.
Oh, pray, sir, meet our companion. He's a raw traveler, but honest, stout, and one of us.
That you esteem him gives him an interest here.
Edward Blunt and your servant, sir.
Captain Wilmore and yours. Faith, lads, I'm glad to meet you again in a warm climate where the sun still has its godlike power over the wine and women.
Why, then I see thou art as rampant as ever.
No friend to love like a long voyage at sea.
Except a nunnery, Fred.
But see, another crew.
Sister, there's your Englishman. And with him a handsome, proper fellow. I'll to him, and instead of telling him his fortune, try my own.
Gypsies on my life. Sure, these will prattle if a man cross their hands. Dear, pretty, and I hope young devil, will you tell an amorous stranger what luck he's like to have?
Have a care how you venture with me, sir, lest I pick your pocket, which will more vex your English humor than an Italian fortune will please you.
How the devil camest thou to know my country and my finances?
By a certain forward impudence, which does not displease me at this time. And the loss of your money will vex you, because I hope you have but very little to lose.
Little money, I submit, but other things of greater value, which I would willingly part with all.
'Tis some foolish heart, you mean? An inconstant English heart, as little worth stealing as your purse.
And you cannot take it in a better time, for I am come from sea and have a world of love in store. Would you be good-natured and take some of it off my hands?
could be inclined that way, but for a foolish vow I'm going to make. To die a maid.
Then thou art damned without redemption, and as I am a good Christian, I ought to divert so wicked a design.
But there will be difficulty in it that you'll hardly undergo for my sake.
Faith, I have been bred in dangers, and wear a sword that has been employed in a worse cause than for a handsome woman. Name the danger, and I'll undertake it.
Can you storm?
Oh, most furiously.
What think you of the nunnery wall? For he that wins me must gain that first.
A nun? Oh, I love thee for it. There's no sinner like a young saint.
Then I perceive, good captain, you design only to make me fit for heaven. But if, on the contrary, you should quite divert me from it and bring me back to the world again, I should thank thee for the delectable madness. For when I begin, I fancy I shall love like anything. I never tried yet.
I'm impatient to exchange
Yes,
our
good
affections.
job.
Thy lodging, sweetheart, thy lodging, or I'm a dead man.
Why must we be either guilty of fornication or murder if we converse with you men? And is there no difference between leave to love me and leave to lie with me?
Well, faith, child, they were made to go together.
Are you sure this is the man?
Did I ever lead you astray?
Oh, dear creature, only 1,000 times before. This is a stranger to Italy. I know by his gazing. If he be brisk, he'll venture to follow me, and then he's mine. He's English, too, and they say that's a sort of good-natured, loving people and have generally so kind an opinion of themselves that a woman with any wit may flatter him into any sort of fool she pleases. Hello?
Hello.
That miserable callous watches me so. I shall get no opportunity to discover myself to him, and so miss the intent of my coming. But as I was saying, sir, by this line, you should be a lover.
Now, my palm misleads you, madam. I should not be a lover, yet most unhappily I am. Come, let me go. I'm aweary of this fooling.
I will not, till you have confessed whether the passion you have vowed for Florinda be true or false.
Florinda!
Falsely.
Adam, your brother's here.
But where, my love, and when and how?
Take this to instruct you. And so farewell.
Nay, sweet stranger, you must not vanish thus and leave me tantalized.
Your pardon, sir. That is the only way for a woman to depart the company of a man.
Aye, provided 'tis the ambition of both that they may see their way to undepart and so enjoy one another in a charitably speedy future.
That's as time shall try. Good morrow, soldier.
My dear pretty creature, 1,000 blessings on thee. Still in this habit, you say, and after dinner at this place?
Yes, if you swear to keep your heart and not bestow it between this time and that.
By all the little gods of love, I swear I'll leave it with you. And if you run away with it, those deities of justice will revenge me.
Oh, friends, the welcomest news, the softest letter. Nay, you shall see it. And could you now be serious, I might be made the happiest man the sun shines on.
The reason of this mighty joy?
See how kindly she invites me to deliver her from the threatened violence of her brother. Will you not assist me?
Faith, I'll make any mischief where a woman's concerned, and and she'll be grateful to us for the favor, will she not?
What mean you?
What should I mean? Thou knowst there's but one way for a woman to oblige me.
Don't profane. The maid is nicely virtuous.
Oh, pox then! She's fit for nothing but a husband. Let her go, Colonel.
She's the Colonel's mistress, sir.
Oh. Then my sword is at your disposal.
Read here this postscript.
At 10 at night, at the garden gate, of which, if I cannot get the key, I will contrive a way over the wall. Come at 10 with a friend or two. Well, kind heart, if we three cannot weave a string to let thy love down a garden wall, 'twere pity but the hangman wove one for us all.
But see, Ned Blunt is stolen out by the lure of a damsel.
So he'll scarce find his way home again. Unless we get him cried by the bellman in the marketplace, and 'twould sound prettily, hear ye, a lost English boy of 30.
I hope 'tis some common crafty sinner will dress him for our mirth, cheat him of all, then have him well-favoredly banged and turned out naked at midnight.
And yet a pox upon him, for he's our banker and he has all our cash about him. If he should fail, we're all broke.
Let him alone for that matter. Neddy's a kind, trusting coxcomb who will believe any wench loves him. I warrant he won't part with the pistole, but expect all her riches for the bond of his love. And what of thee, Captain? Thou hadst a great deal of talk with thy little gypsy.
Hang her. No, she was some damned person of quality, I'm sure, but she was so very free and witty. If her face be answerable to her humor, I might be bound to constancy just to gain her. But what of thee, Frederick? Hast thou made no kind acquaintance since coming to town? 'Tis not in your humor to be honest for so long.
Faith, love has kept us honest. We have been all fired with a beauty newly come to the town, the famous Paduana, Angelica Bianca.
What? The mistress of the dead Spanish general?
Yes, she's now the only adored beauty of all the youth in Naples, who put on their charms to appear lovely in her sight. 'Tis pretty to see with how much love the men regard her, and how much envy the women.
What gallant has she?
None. She's exposed to sail, and 4 days in the week, she's yours.
For so much a month.
Oh, prithee, let's see her.
Let's first to dinner, and after that we'll pass the day as you please. But at night you must all be at my devotion.
I will not fail you. Oh, but why thus disguised and muzzled?
Because whatever extravagances we commit in these faces, we may not be obliged to answer for them.
But if I don a mask, my little gypsy shan't find me again. And Faith, if she should change hers, 'tis impossible I should know her, unless I should hear her prattle. Oh, pox on't! I cannot get her out of my head. Pray heaven, if ever I do see her again, she prove damnably ugly, that I may fortify myself against her tongue.
Oh, have a care of love, Wilmore. 'Tis not in your crest.
She has played with my heart so that 'twill never lie still till I have met with some kind wench that will play the game out with me. So do I fancy Angelica.
This is her house, if you were but in stock to get admittance. They'll hang up her picture anon.
'Tis lucky, too, for a picture is within my budget. A man may gaze on that for nothing.
Colonel, thy hand,
Oh.
and thine, Fred. I have been an ass, a deluded fool, a very coxcomb from my birth until this very moment, and heartily repent my little faith.
What the devil's the matter with thee, Ned?
Oh, such a mistress. Fred, such a girl.
Huh? Where?
Where?
What a dog I was to stay in dull England for so long. How have I laughed at the Colonel when he sighed for love? But now the little archer has revenged him, and by his dart I can guess at all his joys. I am resolved to sell all in Essex and plant me here forever.
Dost know her name?
No? Sartlikins. What care I for names? She's fair, young, brisk, and kind, even to ravishment. Oh, what pox care I to know her by another title?
Didst give her anything?
Give her? Like she's a person of quality. That's a good one to give her, quoth you. Sartlikins. Dost thou think such creatures are to be bought? Why, she presented me with this bracelet for the toy of a diamond I used to wear. No, gentlemen, Ned Blunt is not everybody. She expects me again tonight.
Dad, let's all go.
Not a soul! 'Tis my feast to enjoy.
Well, sir, for all your person of quality, I should like your purse to be secure. 'Tis our whole estate at present, which we are loath to miscarry. Come, sir, unload.
Take it! Take thy money. 'Tis but a trifle to me now that I am beloved by such a gentle woman. Here, take my money too.
No, keep that to be cousined that we may laugh.
Gad, I begin to believe our dear Ned has met with some person of quality that may be kind to him.
Thank you, kind Wilmore.
What dost thou perceive? Any such tempting things about him should make a fine woman, and of quality, pick him out from all mankind to throw away her youth and beauty upon? Nay, and her dear heart, too?
No, you got me there.
A pox take you all.
Oh, see where it hangs. The fair sign to the inn.
Sartlikins, gentlemen, what's this?
A famous courtesan that's to be sold.
Sold? Ugh, what impudence is practiced in this country? Ugh, let's be gone. I'm sure we're no chapmen for this commodity.
Thou art none, I'm sure, unless thou couldst have her in thy bed for the price of a coach in the street.
Wondrous fair she is. Let's see the cost. 1,000 crowns a month.
What? Sir, 'tis a mistake.
'Tis a dowry for the Infanta.
'Tis an ambush for a fool.
1,000 crowns a month?
By heaven, as many kingdoms were too little. A plague of this poverty, of which I ne'er complain, but when it hinders my approach to beauty. You, sir, that attend the lady, will the exquisite creature not bestow in trust?
This is a trade, sir, that cannot live by credit.
Blast.
See, here's more company. Let's walk off a while.
Stefano, fetch me 1,000 crowns. I never wish to buy such beauty at a cheaper rate.
Prithee, Sebastian, what said those fellows to thee?
Madam, the first were admirers of beauty only, but no purchasers. They were merry with your price and picture, laughed at the sum, and so passed off.
No matter. Their wonder feeds my vanity, and he that wishes to buy gives me more pride than he that gives my price can make me pleasure.
But, madam, the last I knew through all his disguises to be Don Pedro, nephew to the general, and who was with him in Pamplona.
Don Pedro, my old gallant's nephew. They say that when his uncle died, he left him a vast sum of money. I wonder if he's still in love with me.
Is he that Spanish dolt which used to prance before our window and take such care to show himself an amorous ass? If I'm not mistaken, he is the likeliest man to give your price.
The man is brave and generous, but of a humor so uneasy that the victory over his heart is as soon lost as won. But inconsistency is the sin of all mankind. Therefore, I'm resolved that nothing but gold shall charm my heart.
I'm glad on it. 'Tis the only interest that women of our profession ought to consider. Though I wonder what has kept you from that general disease of our sex for so long. I mean that of being in love.
A kind but sullen star, under which I had the happiness to be born, yet I have had no time for love. But here's Don Pedro again. Fetch me my lute. 'Tis for him, or Don Antonio, the viceroy's son, that I have spread my nets.
1,000 crowns. Had the painter not flattered her, I should think it not dear.
Flattered her? By heaven, he cannot. I have seen the original, and it is every inch as soft and as sweet, with a certain languishing air that no artist can represent.
Well, what I heard of her beauty before had fired my soul, but this confirmation of it has blown it into a flame.
Master, I have known you to throw away 1,000 crowns on a worse face, and though you are near your marriage, you may venture a little love here. Florinda will not miss it.
Florinda? Sure, 'tis Don Antonio.
Florinda! Name not those distant joys. There is not one thought of her that will check my passion here.
My sister scorned, and all my hopes defeated of the possession of Angelica. Her injuries, by heaven, he shall not boast of.
Fai la nina, fai la nonna, con sto figlio non c'è più pace. Fai la nina, fai la nanna, pupo bello della mamma. Nina oh, lo daremo alla befana che lo tengi una settimana. Lo daremo all'uomo nero che lo tengi l'anno intero. Nina oh, fai la nina, fai la nanna.
My, she is charming fair.
'Tis he, the false Don Antonio.
Friend, where must I pay my offering of love? My 1,000 crowns, I mean.
That offering I have designed to make, and yours will come too late.
Prithee be gone. I shall grow angry else, and then thou art not safe.
Oh, my anger may be fatal, sir, as yours, and he that enters here may prove this truth.
I know not who thou art, but I am sure thou art worth my killing for aiming at Angelica.
Multikins! Here's fine doings!
Oh, tilting for the wench, I'm sure. Nay, if that would win her, I have as good a sword as the best of you. Put up, and take another time and place, for this is designed for lovers only.
We are prevented. Dare you meet me tomorrow on the Molo? For I've a title to a better quarrel, that of Florinda. Her I wooed for thee, and promised for thy wife, whose love you stain by frittering yourself upon a whore.
The Molo, tomorrow. I'll meet thee there as early as the day.
We will come thus disguised, that whosoever chance to get the better, he may escape unknown.
It shall be so. Who should this rival be, unless the English colonel of whom I've often heard Don Pedro speak? Fie, what's his name? Belleville. Aye, it must be he. And in time he were removed, who lays claim to my happiness.
This posture's loose and negligent. The side on't would beget a warm desire in souls whom impotence and age had chilled. This must along with me.
What means this rudeness, sir? Restore the picture!
Indeed, I will not, sir.
Oh, by heaven, but you shall.
Nay, do not show your sword, sir. If you do, by this beauty, I will show mine too.
What right do you pretend to it?
That of possession, which I will maintain. The picture's mine, the woman may be yours. I'm sure a man as periwigged as thee must have 1,000 crowns to give for the original.
What's the matter now?
Restore the picture, sir, or leave your life behind.
Death, you lie. I will do neither.
Hold it! I command you, if for me you fight.
Oh, how heavenly fair she is. A plague of a price.
You, sir, el soldado that first began this insolence.
'Tis true, I did so. If you call it insolence for a man to preserve himself, I saw your picture and was wounded by your beauty, and wanting 1,000 crowns to procure my remedy, I laid this little picture to my bosom, which, if you cannot allow me, I'll resign.
No, you may keep the trifle.
But you shall first ask my leave.
Yeah, that I shall not.
It is my picture, sir, and I may give it freely.
Then I will give you this.
Hold! For God's sake, will you ruin me?
Oh, madam, we're undone. A pox upon that English fellow. He set on to ruin us. We shall never see good days till all these brawling bastards are sent to the galleys.
Go inside, Moretta. Sebastian, part them.
Simpletons! And we're the victors!
Or else thy wit's as blunt as thy name.
The devil's in thee, Wilmore. Thou art always scrambled in an unlucky adventure. Oh, Christ, you bleed. I hope you're not wounded.
Well, not much.
Sir, and ere you offend me further, let me know how you durst commit this outrage.
Me, madam?
You, sir, for you appear somewhat like a gentleman.
And so, somewhat I am. Your friends, a Jew.
The devil in thee? Dost thou not know the danger of entering the house of an incensed courtesan?
I thank you for your care, but care not for your opinion. Death, let me go!
Yes, to your lodging, if you will, but not in there. Tutman shall murder thee. Thou hast dueled away her enterprise.
Fear me not. Shall I not venture where a beauty calls for fear of measly danger?
Aye, if you could afford such a beauty, but you do not have 1,000 crowns, only an English heart, we would keep beating in your body.
it may be she'll grant a favor.
Pox! She'll as soon lie with thee as kiss thee, and sooner stab you than do either. You shall not go.
Oh, fear not, sir. All I have to wound with is my eyes.
Sartlikins. Let him go, Sartlikins. I believe the gentlewoman means well.
What? Well, take thy fortune. We'll expect you in the next street. Farewell, fool.
Bye, Colonel.
The rogue's stark mad for a wench.
Insolent sir. How durst you pull down my picture?
Oh, rather, how durst you set it up to tempt poor amorous mortals with so much excellence and at so unmerciful a price? Can you think the effects of my penniless despair should be less extravagant than I have shown?
I sent for you to ask my pardon, sir, not to aggravate your crime. I thought I should have seen you at my feet, imploring it.
You are deceived. I came to rail at you and tell such truths as shall let you see the vanity of that pride, which taught you how to set such a price on sin. Or such it is, whilst that which is love's due is meanly bartered for.
Ay, mi capitan, what pity 'tis your edifying doctrine will do no good upon me. Moretta, fetch the gentleman a glass and let him survey himself to see what charms he has.
Has he any at all? I believe those breeches and he have been acquainted ever since he was beaten at Worcester.
Oh, nay! Do not abuse the poor creature.
Good weather-beaten corporal, will you march off? We have no need of your doctrine, though you have of our charity, but at present we have no scraps. We can afford no Christian kindness. You know the price of this and cannot pay it.
I grant you. 'Tis here set down 1,000 crowns a month. But, prithee, take this piece that I may have a pistol worth of your sweet mistress, and I'll trouble you no more.
Abominable fellow, I tell thee, we only sell by the whole piece.
'Tis very hard, the whole cargo or nothing. Faith, madam, my stock will not reach it. I cannot be your chapman. This she-devil, your companion, would bar me from all my hopes.
Poor angry man, como odio este desbarro.
Poor as I am, I would not sell myself, ni para ganar tu encantosa persona gran preciada. Though I admire you strangely for your beauty, yet I condemn your mind. And yet, I would at any rate enjoy you, even at your own rate, but cannot. See here. The only sum I can command on earth. I know not where to eat when this is gone, yet such a slave am I to love and beauty. This last reserve I'll sacrifice to enjoy you. Ay, por Dios, mi divina, ni por el mundo quisiera que su fama sea tan favorable como su mirada.
Sure she's bewitched, that she can stand thus tamely and hear his saucy railing. Sirrah, will you be gone?
How dare you take this liberty, Moretta? Withdraw. Pues, dígame, señor, are you not guilty of the same mercenary crime? When a lady is proposed to you for a wife, you never ask how fair, discreet, or virtuous she is, but what's her fortune? Which If it be but small, you cry, she will not do my business, and basely leave her, aunque languidezca por ti. Say, is not this as poor as charging men to partake of my beauty?
It is a barbarous custom, which I will scorn to defend in our sect. Y desprecio en el tuyo.
Eres un hombre valiente. Put up thy gold, and know that were thy fortune as large as is thy soul, thou shouldst not buy my love. Canst thou believe it would be wholly thine, without considering it were mercenary?
Maldición en tu lengua encantadora. Thou return my feigned contempt with so much subtlety? Has encontrado el camino más fácil a mi corazón. Though yet, I know all thou sayest is false.
Lo juro por todo lo bueno, es la verdad. I never loved before, though oft a mistress. Shall my first vows be slighted?
I know you take me for an errant knave, but, madam, I have been so often cheated by perjured, soft, engañosas hipócritas that I've no faith left for the cousining sex, especially for women of your trade.
The low esteem you have of me, perhaps, may shield my heart again. For I have a pride that yet surmounts my love.
Throw off this pride, this enemy to bliss, and show the power Eso con esos brazos que puede el vencido, hecho su esclavo. Come, let's begin the account this happy minute.
And will you pay me then the price I ask?
Why dost thou draw me from an awful worship by showing thou art no divinity? Oculta el demonio y enséñame toda el ángel. But ignorant, and I'll be devout, and pay my vows forever at this shrine.
The pay, I mean, is but thy love for mine. ¿Podrías dar eso?
Enteramente. Come, withdraw, where I'll renew my vows y exhalarlos con tanto ardor. Thou shalt not doubt my zeal.
Thou hast a power too strong to be resisted.
And now my curse go with you! Has all of our project fallen to this? To love the only enemy to our trade, and nay, to love such a shamaroon, a very beggar, nay, a pirate beggar, whose business is to rifle and be gone, and no pay, no purchase, tatterdemalion, in English, picaroon, a rogue, that fights for daily drink and then takes pride in being loyally lousy. I could curse now if I durst. This is the fate of most whores. Trophies, which from believing fops we win, are spoils to those who cozen us again.
I wonder what should make our brother in so ill a humor. I hope he has not found out about our ramble this morning.
No, if he had, we should have heard it in both ears and been mewed up this afternoon, which I would not for the world should have happened. I am as sad as a lover's lute.
Well, methinks we have learnt this trade of gypsies as readily as if we had been bred upon the road to Loretto. Ugh, and yet I did so fumble when I told the stranger his fortune that I was afraid I should have told my own by mistake. He was almost offensively handsome. But But methinks Helena has been very serious ever since.
I would give my garters she were in love. How is it, Helena?
Oh, would I have never seen my man, monsieur, and yet for all your laughing, I am not in love. And yet, this small acquaintance on my conscience will never out of my head. Fie! Would I could meet some true damned gypsy that I might know my fortune.
Fie, little sister, thou art too extravagant. Who will like thee well enough to have thee that hears what a mad wench thou art?
Like me? I don't intend that every he that likes me shall have me, but he that I like. I should have stayed in the nunnery still if I had liked my lady abbess as well as she liked me. No, I came thence, not as my wise brother imagines, to take an eternal farewell to the world, but to love and be loved. And I will be loved, or I'll get one of your men, so I will.
No.
Am I put into the number of lovers?
I observed your man, that smirking English gamester, and your willing ears inclined his way, by my faith, cause if you are not a lover yet, you will be soon.
I wonder how you learned to love so easily. I had 1,000 charms to meet my eyes and ears ere I could yield, and 'twas the knowledge of Belleville's merit, not his all-gorgeous person, took my soul. Thou art too rash to give a heart at first sight.
But see, here comes your meritorious lover.
Where's my inconstant? Let's step aside that we might learn something.
What means this? The picture's taken in.
It may be the wench is good-natured and will be kind gratis. Your friend's a proper handsome fellow.
I rather think she has cut his throat and is fled. 'Twould be a natural end. He's always throwing himself into dangers. Oh, pox on it, I need his help tonight. Let's knock and ask for him.
My heart goes a pit-a-pat for fear 'tis my man they talk of.
What would you have?
Tell the English sailor that entered here about 2 hours ago that his friends stay here for him.
A curse upon him, Formoretta. Would he were in hell! But he's coming to you.
Aye, 'tis he! Oh, how this vexes me.
And how, dear lad, has fortune smiled? Are we to break her windows or raise up altars to her?
Does not my fortune sit triumphant on my brow? Oh, by heaven, Cupid's quiver has not half so many darts as her eyes. Ah! Oh, such a bona roba. To sleep in her arms is lying in fresco, all perfumed air about me.
Well, sir, let's go take a bottle and hear the story of your success.
Would not French wine do better?
Faith, it will. And here are friends that will supply. Oh, what a charming sound they make. 'Tis he and she gold that shall beget new pleasures at every moment. 'Tis a gift from the lady.
But hark ye, sir, you're not married, are you?
All the honey of matrimony, but none of the sting, friend.
Ah, yes, the pernicious sting of honorable commitment.
Thou art a fortunate rogue.
I am so, sir. Let these inform you. Oh, how sweetly they chime.
We are both of a fortune, Captain, for here comes that squire that is to conduct me to her house once again.
Sir, my lady expects you. She has removed all that might oppose your will and pleasure, and is impatient till you come.
By this light, Yedward, you are a happy man.
Fortune is pleased to smile on us, gentlemen. Or at least upon me.
But then, thy little gypsy is forgot?
Ah! A plague on thee for putting her into my thoughts. I'd quite forgot her else, and this night's debauch had drunk her quite down.
Quite so, good captain. What? Art thou afraid of such a champion?
Oh, you're a fine lady of your word to make a man languish all day.
In tedious search of me.
Why, gad, child, thou art in the right. Hadst thou seen what a melancholy dog I have been ever since I was thy lover, how I have roamed the streets like a capuchin with my hands in my sleeves. Faith, sweetheart, thou would pity me.
Alas, good captain, what pains you have taken. Now were I ungrateful not to reward so true a servant.
Poor soul, that's kindly said. I see thou bear'st a conscience. Come then, for a beginning, show me thy dear face.
Is it he? And passionately fond to see another woman?
What could you expect less from such a swaggerer?
Expect? As much as I paid him a heart entire, which I had pride enough to think whene'er I gave, it would have raised the man above the vulgar, made him all soul, all that is soft and constant.
You have prevailed, sir. See if I have not as desperate a lying look as you can have for the heart of you. How do you like it, Captain?
One look more, and strike me dumb, or I shall nothing else repeat till I am mad.
And I am mad already, and can endure no more of this. Nor is it fit to interrupt him, for if I do, my jealousy has so destroyed my reason, I shall undo him. Therefore, I'll retire. And you, Sebastian, follow that woman and learn who 'tis, and tell the fugitive I would speak with him instantly.
I'll tell him, madam.
Prithee, dear stranger, be not so sullen. For though you have lost your love, you see my friend freely offers you hers to dally with in the meantime.
Faith, madam, I'm sorry, I can't play at her game.
Pray, leave your intercession, lady. They'll better agree when we withdraw.
Say you so?
The colonel's a model sire in company, but alone no woman escapes him.
All the more reason for temptation. Believe me, noble stranger, I'm no common mistress, and for a little proof of it, wear this jewel.
Madam, why am I chosen out of all mankind to be the object of your bounty?
There's another civil question asked. What a gentleman thou art.
Mm-hmm.
Pox of his chivalry. It spoils his own markets and hinders mine.
Sir, from my window I have often seen you, and women of quality have so few opportunities for love, we ought not to lose none.
Such sweet endearments, would they were mine. Take the jewel, idiot.
You tempt me, strangely, madam, every way, and but for a vow I've made to a very fine lady, this goodness had subdued me.
For God's sake, be kind. In pity of me, be kind, for I can only thrive with my lady if you take her friend.
Tell me what you did in yonder house and island mask.
Under house? I I went to, why, there's a friend of mine lives there.
A he friend or a she friend?
Well, a man, upon my honor. A man? A she friend? No, never.
And was it your man friend that had more darts in his eyes than Cupid carries in a whole budget of arrows? And such a bona roba that to be in his arms were to lie in fresco, all perfumed air about you? Was this your masculine friend too?
So...
And was it he that gave you the he and she gold that begets your pleasures, Dost not remember how sweetly they chime?
Now let me tell you something, madam, which, God is my witness, you are overdue to be reminded. There are other ladies in the world with twice your beauty who are not half so cruel.
And there be other men too, Captain, much finer than thee, with a stronger jaw and a more constant heart. Therefore, I'm resolved to see your face no more.
Oh.
Until tomorrow.
You frightened me.
Nor then neither, unless you swear never to see that lady again.
See her, why, never to think of womankind again.
Look grave and swear.
I do. I never to think, to love, see, nor lie with any but thyself.
Kiss the book.
Most religiously.
I'll stay no longer. 'Tis even dark.
Hold, sir. I'll leave this with you, that when I'm gone, you may repent the opportunity to have lost your modesty.
'Twill be an age till tomorrow, and then I will most impatiently expect you. Adieu, my dear, pretty angel.
Florinda's picture? Then 'twas she herself! God, what a dull dog was I would have given the world for one moment's discourse with her.
This is what comes of your wretched modesty. A pox on your love sickness, it almost cost us a diamond.
What good news, lads? Oh, Faith, whose picture is that? 'Tis a fine wench.
The Colonel's mistress, I warrant. Doña Florinda.
Still moping for her, Belleville. Come, a bottle or two will set you right.
I am content to try, and by that time will be late enough for our design.
Agreed. Love does all day the soul's great empire keep, but wine at night lulls the soft god asleep.
Now we are safe and free. No fears of the coming home of my old jealous husband, which made me a little thoughtful when you came in first. But now, love is all the business of my soul.
I am transported. Wax on it, but that I had some fine thing to say to her, such as lovers use. I was a fool not to learn a little poem by heart before I came. Something I must say. Sartlikins, sweet soul, I am not used to compliment, but I am an honest gentleman and thy humble servant.
I have nothing to pay for so great a favor, but such a love as cannot but be great, since at first sight of that sweet face and shape, it made me your absolute captive.
Kind heart, how prettily she talks. I'll show her husband an English trick. Send him out of the world and marry her. She's damnably in love with me and won't mind settlements, so there's that.
Well, sir, I'll go and undress me and be with you instantly.
Make haste, dear soul. Thou canst not guess at the pain of a lover when his joys are drawn within the compass of a few minutes.
You speak my sense, and I'll make haste to provide it.
'Tis a rare girl. And this one night's enjoyment with her will be worth all of the time I ever spent in Essex. Oh, would that she would go with me to England. Though to say truth, there's plenty of whores there already, but pox take them. They want one such as this, who's generous and kind, to give them good examples. Oh, what a house she has. How rich and fine.
Sir, my lady has sent me to conduct you to her chamber.
Sir, I shall be glad to follow. Here's one of her servants, too. Sartlikins. By his garb and gravity, he might be a justice of the peace in Essex, but he's a pimp here. Oh, what in bed, my sweet mistress?
You see, I still outdo you in kindness.
And thou shalt see what haste I make to even scores. Oh, I am the luckiest rogue.
But oh, should you be false or cruel now?
False? Sartlikins, what dost thou take me for? A pox on thy old jealous husband, and were he dead, sweet soul, it should be none of my fault if I did marry thee.
Nor should it be mine. Are you not undressed yet?
As much as my impatience will permit.
Hold, sir! Put out the light, it may betray us.
Anything. I need no other light but that of thine eyes. Sartlikins. There, I think I had it. Where am I got? What? Not yet? Where are you, sweetest? Ah, the rogue's silent now. A pretty love trick, this. Come now. Call me in for pity. Sure, I am enchanted. I have been around the chamber and can find neither woman nor bed. And I locked the door, so I'm sure she cannot have gone that way. And even if she could, the bed could not. Enough! Enough, my pretty ones, and do not carry this jest too far. Betrayed. No. Dogs! Rogues! Pimps! Help! Help!
He's dispatched finely.
If I had been coy, we had missed of this booty.
Nay, when I saw 'twas a substantial fool, I was mollified. But when you dote on a serenading coxcomb, upon a fine face and fine words, that makes me rage.
You know I never was guilty of the sin of falling in love, my dear Filippo, but with yourself. But come, let's see what we have got by this.
Rich coat,
Ooh.
sword and hat. These breeches too are well lined. See here, a watch, a purse, gold, at least 200 pistoles, a bunch of diamond rings, one with the family arms.
And his lady mother's picture. These were sacred relics, believe me. But yet, For all this, I fear his being a stranger may make a noise and hinder our trade with these treasures hereafter.
There's our security. He's not only a stranger to us, but to the country too. The end of the tunnel into which descended, thou knowest, conducts him into another street, which this light will hinder him from ever finding again. He knows neither your name, nor the street where your house is, nay, nor even the way to his own lodging.
And art not thou an unmerciful rogue not to afford him one night for all this?
Oh, blame me not, Lucetta, to keep as much of thee as I can to myself. Come, that thought makes me wanton. Let's to bed.
Oh, Lord, I am got out at last, which is a miracle. Without a clue, I'm now to damning and cursing. But if that would comfort me, where shall I begin? With my fortune, myself, or the queen that cozened me? Dog I was to believe in women. Oh, coxcomb! Ignorant, conceited coxcomb to fancy that she could be enamored with me. My person at first sight enamored. Oh, I am a cursed puppy, 'tis plain. Fool was writ upon my forehead, and she perceived it. Dull, silly dog. Had I been drunk, I might have fondly credited the young queen, but as I was in my right wits and have been thus cheated, it confirms that I am a dull, believing English country fop. Oh, but my comrades, death and the devil, that's the worst of all. The damnable Frederick and the pious colonel will abuse me beyond all Christian patience. Had she left me my clothes, I had a bill of exchange in that I could have used to save my credit, but no, all hope is gone from me. Well, I'll home if I can find the way. With this consolation, that I am not the first kind believing coxcomb, but that there are many gallants, such good natures amongst you.
Well, thus far, I am on my way to happiness. I've got myself free from Callus, my brother, too. I find by yonder light is gone into his cabinet, and thinks not of me. I have, by good fortune, got the key of the garden back door. I'll open it to prevent Belleville's knocking. Oh, no, I'm as fearful as a young thief. What noise? Belleville, is it you? Nay, who's there?
What the devil is become of these fellows? Belleville! And Frederick? They promised to stay at the next corner for me. But who knows the next corner of a full moon? The whereabouts am I? Ooh, a garden. This is a very convenient place to sleep in. Aha. What has God sent us here? A female, by a lady, a woman.
Belleville? Who's there?
Sweet soul, let me salute thy shoestring.
Oh, what's here? A drunkard! Oh, heaven, grant me patience. What's your name, sir? From whence come you?
Oh, prithee, child, not so many hard questions. Let it suffice.
that I am here. Come, come, and kiss me.
Ah, good God! What luck is mine?
Only good luck, child. Pearl's good luck. Come hither. Oh, by this hand, she smells like a nosegay. Ah, pity, dear soul, let's not play the fool and lose time, precious time, for as God shall save me, I'm as honest a fellow as breathes, though I am a little disguised at present. Come, beside me, I say. Thou mayst be free with me. I'll be very secret. I'll not boast who 'twas obliged me, not I. For hang me if I know thy name. Now come, and be kind, without any more idle praving.
Filthy creature, get away from me!
I find what you'd be at. Look here. Here's a pistolet for you. Here, take it, I say.
The devil take it first. Nay, leave this garden, or I'll scream.
The door is open. Pox, this mad fellow. I'm angry we've lost him. I just sworn he had followed us.
But you were so hasty, Colonel, to be gone.
Help! Help!
That's Florinda's voice. A man? Villain? Let go that lady!
Belleville! Oh, heavens! Oh. Now my brother is coming too, and 'twill be impossible to escape. Come back when you can, and walk under my chamber window, from whence I'll instruct you what to do. This bastard has undone us.
Whoa! Belleville?
Wilmore! What in God's name is this?
Hark, fools, here comes her brother. 'Tis time to go.
Oh, I'm betrayed. Run, Stefano, and see if Florinda be safe.
She's safe, Stefano. Safe and asleep, so you shall tell my brother.
I knew it, madam. 'Twas you who took the garden key.
Yes, here, and prithee take it back. And for the love that you bear me, say I am within the house.
Madam, I shall.
So whoe'er they be, all is not well. I'll to Florinda's chamber.
No, you need not, sir. The poor lady's fast asleep and thinks no harm. I would not wake her, sir, for fear of frightening her with your danger.
I'm glad she's there, but... Rascal! How came the garden door open?
The question comes too late, sir. Some of my fellow servants masquerading, I'll warrant.
Masquerading. A lewd custom to debauch our youth. There's something more in this than I imagine.
Look, no, how the devil should I know Florinda?
Speak of your ignorance. If it had not been Florinda, must you be a beast? A senseless swine?
I'm an unlucky dog, that's for certain.
Unlucky? It's hard, do not presume to use that word. When you have lost the woman you love to the lecherous folly of a careless, puking, wayward, sometime friend, then you may call yourself unlucky. God, curse the star that ruled my birth, or whatsoever other influence that makes me still so wretched.
Oh, thou breakest my heart with these complaints. There is no star at fault, no influence, but sack, the cursed sack I drank.
Why, how the devil came you so drunk?
Why, how the devil came you so sober?
Curse upon his thin skull, he was always a lightweight.
I light. I was light. And by this light, I took her for a common whore.
This your apology? Seth, I have no more patience. Draw, or I'll kill you.
Oh, let that alone until tomorrow. And if I set this knot right again, use your pleasure.
Tomorrow is Don Antonio's, and perhaps guides him to my undoing. God, that I could meet this rival, this powerful, fortunate.
What then?
Let thy own reason or my rage instruct you.
I shall be finely informed then, no doubt. But hear me, Colonel. Show me the man, this rival for Florinda, and I'll do his business.
Know him no more than thou, or if I did, I should not need thy aid.
Oh, again! This is Angelica's house. Oh, I told the maid I'd lie with her tonight.
You paid the 1,000 crowns I directed?
Oh, to the lady's woman, sir. I did.
Who the devil have we here?
I'll now plant myself under Florinda's window, and if I find no comfort there, I'll die.
Page, have you brought hither that lovely gentleman?
I know not if my master be lovely, madam, but here he is.
Go to, Sirrah!
Oh, my lord, Angelica waits you most impatiently.
Away going to board my frigate. Here's one chase gun for you!
Oh, bless us, we are all undone!
Help! Murder!
Oh, what's this? 10 to 1 the mad rogue's engaged in some unlucky adventure again.
Someone help! My master's been murdered, please help! A man killed.
Man killed? Then, I'll get me home to sleep.
What? Body lies here. Oh, pray heaven Wilmore is safe for all my quarrel to him.
Who's there? See, here's what dispatched. Secure the murderer.
Whoa, do not mistake my charity for murder. I came to his assistance.
That shall be tried, sir. Saint Iago, swords drawn in the carnival time.
My hand, pray thee, help me to stand.
Don Antonio? Look to the villain there. How is it, sir?
I'm hurt.
Aye, sir, but not by me. Has my humanity made me a criminal?
Away with him.
This man has set upon me twice. Carry him to my apartment until you have further orders from me.
We will, my lord.
When shall I be weary of railing on fortune, who is resolved never to turn with smiles upon me? 2 such defeats in one night, none but the devil and that mad rogue could have contrived to plague me with. I am here a prisoner. But where? Heaven knows. If there be murder done, I can soon decide the fate of a foreigner in a nation without mercy. Yet this is nothing to the torture my soul bows with when I think of losing my fair, my dear Florinda. Hark, my door opens, a light, a man in seams of quality, Armed, too. Excellent. Now shall I die like a dog without defense?
Sir, I come to know what injuries I have done you that would provoke you to do so mean an action as to attack me basely, without allowing time for my defense.
Sir, for a man in my circumstances to plead innocence would look like fear. But view me well, and you will find no marks of a coward on me, nor anything that betrays the brutality you accuse me of.
In vain, sir. You impose upon my sense. You were not only he who drew on me last night, but yesterday before the same house, that of Angelica.
I own I fought today in defense of a friend of mine with whom you and your party were first engaged. Perhaps you think this crime enough to kill me? But if you do, I swear you'll do it basely.
You are mistaken, sir. I do not come to kill you, but rather to snatch you from a danger that the law decrees against you. Perhaps your life or long imprisonment.
This gallantry surprises me. Why do you find me worthy of salvation?
Oh, for thy courage.
You have not witnessed it.
Oh, indeed, I have. It had been safer to have killed another than to have attempted me. To show you your danger, sir, I shall let you know my quality. 'Tis the Viceroy's son to whom you have wounded.
In confusion was this plague reserved to complete all the rest. Obliged by him, the man of all the world I would destroy.
You seem disordered, sir. Be not afraid of living in my debt, for you may quickly overpay me for the kindness I now bestow.
Why then, command me quickly.
I have a quarrel with a rival, sir, about the maid we love.
Yes, 'tis Florinda he means. That thought destroys my reason, and I shall kill him.
My rival, sir, is one has all the virtues man can boast of.
Nay, who should this be?
He challenged me to meet him on the morrow as soon as the day appeared, but last night's quarrel has made my arm unfit to guide a sword.
I apprehend you, sir. You'd have me kill the man that lays a claim to the maid you speak of. Faith, I'll do it. I'll fly to do it.
Do you know the lady?
No, sir, but 'tis enough she is admired by you.
Sir, I shall rob you of the glory on it, for you must fight under my name and dress.
Heaven knows I do not deserve to personate the brave Don Antonio, but I shall do my best.
Come, the day appears which calls you forth. Within, sir, you'll find my habit.
Callus, I am dying with my fears.
Patience, madam.
But why did Belleville not return to my window last night? Perchance he's met with some danger, or else we'll meet it here. Alas, good Stefano, canst thou not tell me with whom my brother fights?
Oh, madam, they were both in masquerade. I was by when they challenged one another. They had decided to quarrel then, but were prevented by some cavaliers, which made them put it off till now. But I'm sure they fight for you.
Oh, nay, then 'tis with Belleville. For what other lover have I that dare fights for me? Except Don Antonio. And he is too much in favor with my brother to be the man.
Madam, I must leave you, for if my master sees me, I shall be hanged for being your conductor. I escaped narrowly for the excuse I made for you last night in the garden.
And I'll reward thee for it. Hie you home.
Antonio's late today. The place will fill, and we may be prevented.
Antonio? Sure, I heard amiss.
But Who would not excuse a happy lover, when soft, fair arms confine the yielding neck, and the kind whisper languishingly breathes, "Must you be gone so soon?" Sure, I had dwelt forever on her bosom. But stay, he's here.
'Tis not Belleville. Half my fears are vanished.
Antonio!
This must be he. You're early, sir. I do not used to be outdone this way.
The wretched, sir, are watchful, and 'tis enough you have the advantage of me and Angelica.
Angelica, what devil's business has Antonio been about? Can he forget his interest in Florinda and fight for a common prize?
Come, sir. You know our terms.
I am ready, sir.
Hold! Hold! Whoever you be, I conjure you to hold. If you strike here, I die.
Get back, Florinda.
Florinda?
She would only protect you, sir.
Away! This kindness is unseasonable.
Stop this! Stop! Put up thy sword! Who are you, sir, that dare deny my prayers?
Thy prayers destroy him. If thou wouldst save his life, then curse his name, for I would have thee love only myself.
By all you hold most dear, by her you love, I conjure you, touch him not.
By her I love. See, I obey, and at your feet resign the useless trophy of my victory.
Don Antonio, you've done enough to prove you love Florinda.
Oh, love Florinda? Does heaven love adoration, prayer, or penitence? Love her. Here, sir, your sword again. Upon that truth, I'll fight my life away.
No, you've redeemed my sister and my friendship.
Your Don Pedro?
Even he, and with a question thou needs must answer. Can you resign your claims to other women and give your heart entirely to Florinda?
Entire as dying saints' confessions are, I can delay my happiness no longer. This minute, let me make Florinda mine.
Oh, good God! This minute?
The place begins to fill, and, that we may not be observed, walk you off to St. Peter's Church, where I will meet you and conclude your happiness.
I'll meet you there if there be no more saints' churches in Naples.
Stay, sir, and recall your hasty doom. Alas, I have not yet prepared my heart to entertain so strange a guess.
Away, Florinda, get thee to church. This silly modesty is assumed too late.
Madam, what do you do?
Do? Despise the man that lays a tyrant's claim to what he ought to conquer by persuasion.
You do not know me. Move a little this way.
Yes, Antonio, you may force me even to the altar, but on my soul, I never shall be thine.
Oh, do not lose so blessed an opportunity.
Melville! Where was my soul? It could not meet thy voice and take this knowledge in.
No intelligence with no news of Belleville yet? Well, I am the most unlucky rascal in nature. Am I deceived? Or is it he? Look, Fred, 'tis he! Dear Belleville! Belleville!
Thrill and confusion seize thee!
Belleville? I beg your pardon, sir. This is no wife for thee.
Hey, touch her not. She's mine by conquest, sir. I won her by the sword.
Didst thou so, most brave dear Colonel, and egad, we'll keep her by the sword.
Stand off, rascal, and hear me, Lord. You know I ought to claim a victor's right. But you're the brother to divine Florinda. I durst not hurt a man she holds so dear.
'Twas by Don Antonio's, not by Belleville's sword, this question should have been decided, sir. I must confess much to your bravery's due, but I am nicely punctual in my word, as men of honor ought, and beg your pardon. For this mistake, another time shall clear. This was some plot between you and Belleville, but I'll prevent you.
Come, Colonel, do not be modest now and lose the woman. Let's go. Let's fetch her back.
Do not speak to me.
Not speak to you, egad. I'll speak to you and will be answered too.
Will you, sir?
I know I've done some mischief, but I'm the son of a whore if I know how or where. Prithee, inform my understanding.
He thinks 'tis not the time for that.
Leave me, I say, and leave me instantly.
I will not leave you in this humor till I know my crime.
I'll tell you, sir.
The Colonel's mad! I never saw him thus before. I'll after him lest he do some mischief, for I am sure Wilmore will not draw on him.
Sebastian, is not that Wilmore? Haste, haste and bring him back. I am all rage. My first desires defeated for one that has no merit but her name, her being Don Pedro's sister. He loves her and will not see me now, though oft invited, breaking his word last night. False, perjured man. He that but yesterday fought for my favors and would have made his life a sacrifice to have gained one night with me must now be hired and courted to my arms.
I told you what would come on it, but Moretta's a simple, doting fool. Why did you give him 500 crowns but to set himself up for other lovers? You should have kept him poor if you had meant him to return.
Money's a trifle. I have given my life, my whole repose, my future joys, my heart, my virgin heart. Moretta, oh, 'tis gone.
Curse on him. Here he comes.
How now? Turn shadow, fly when I pursue, and follow when I fly. I mistake not, there's a soft, kind look remaining yet.
Well, sir, you may be gay, todavía le sigue la alegría y el placer. Fortune's your slave and gives you every hour choice of new hearts and beauties till you are cloyed with the repeated bliss which others vainly languish for. But no, false man, that I shall be revenged.
Plaga en este lloriqueo. My business is to laugh and love. A man shall lose as much time to put a stormy woman back in humor now as would serve to gain a sweeter woman elsewhere.
As sweet as an heiress, sir? A Spanish rose worth 200,000 crowns?
200,000 crowns. What story's this? What trick? What Spanish heiress, huh?
Pícaro disimulante, hast thou forgot the creature you entertained on the piazza last night?
My gypsy worth 200,000 crowns? Oh, how I long to be with her. Pox, I knew she was of quality.
Farsante. Veo mi ruina en su cara. How many vows you breathed upon my bosom never to be unjust. Have you forgot so soon?
Faith, no, I was just coming to repeat them. But thou art in a humor indeed would make a man a saint, therefore I'll be gone.
Pray, pray, good, grave gentlewoman, is this not Angelica Bianca?
My too young sir, it is. I hope you come from Don Antonio.
The very same.
And is your master coming?
As swift as
A blessing on thy life. Then might I leave this silly pageant for a better stage.
And much applause, I warrant. Farewell, good player.
From Don Antonio, sayest thou? A plague on him! Am I in a humor to receive a lover?
Madam, you'll hardly pardon my intrusion when you shall know my business. Though I'm too young to tell my tale with art, yet there must be a wondrous store of goodness where so much beauty dwells.
A pretty advocate, whoever sent thee. Prithee, proceed. Nay, sir, you shall not go.
Miss my assignation with my gypsy. Pray, madam, give me leave. I have a friend that's dangerously sick.
Dost thou take me for a fool?
Methinks he takes you for a woman.
Usted no se irá. On with your story, youth.
I am related to a lady, madam, young, rich, and nobly born, but has the fate to be in love with a young English gentleman. Strangely, she loves him. At first sight, she loved him, but did adore him when she heard him speak. For he, she said, had charms in every word that failed not to surprise, to wound and conquer.
God, I hope this concerns me.
'Tis my false man he means. Ojalá no estuviese aquí. This praise will spike his pride and ruin me. Well, to your story, boy, though 'twill undo me.
With this addition to his other beauties, he won her unresisting, tender heart. He vowed and sighed and swore he loved her dearly, and she believed the cunning flatterer and thought herself the happiest maid alive. Today was the appointed time by both to consummate their bliss. The virgin, the altar, and the priest were dressed, but while she languished for the expected bridegroom, she heard he paid his broken vows to you.
So, this is some dear rogue that's in love with me, and this way lets me know it. Or, if it be not be, he means someone whose place I may supply.
Now I perceive the cause of thy impatience to be gone and all the business of this glorious dress.
Oye, maldito sea charlatan, I know not what he means.
Madam, my lady's embassy is to entreat you not to spend a moment's time with this strange, inconstant man, for if you do, she vows you are undone, though nature never made a man so excellent.
Oh, I shall burst with jealousy. Do you know the man you speak of?
Yes, madam. He used to be in buff and scarlet.
Thou! Falso como el diablo! What canst thou say to this?
By heaven!
Hold! Do not damn thyself!
Nor hope to be believed.
Oh, perjured man! Is this how you repay my passion back?
Why would you, sir, abuse my lady's faith?
Usarme tan inhumanamente.
Made so young, so innocent.
Ah, young devil!
Dost thou not know thy life is in my power?
Or think my lady cannot be revenged?
Criatura más descarado de la naturaleza. I cannot persuade him out of his error, madam.
I know he's in the right, yet thou'st a tongue that would persuade him to deny his faith.
The rogues bred up to mischief. Art thou so great a fool to credit him?
Yes, I do. And you in vain impose upon me. Come hither, boy. Is not this he you speak of?
I think it is. I cannot swear it, but I vow this man has just another lying lover's look.
Huh. Do not I know that face?
I think not, sir.
I think so, madam. Sweet lover, I have found out the plot.
Peace, thou rogue. Don't tell her who I am.
Do you see this young spark here?
Nay, dear captain, do not speak it. I'm undone if you discover me.
Nay, nay, no cogging. She shall know what a precious mistress I have.
Serás tan malvado!
This small ambassador comes not from a person of quality, as you imagine, and he says, but from a very errant gypsy. It's the talkingest, pratingest, just cantingest little animal thou ever sawest. Thou mayst as well be jealous of a monkey or a parrot as that caterwauling knave, and you may return mi desvergonzadito and tell your mistress that till she be handsome enough to be beloved, or I dull enough to be religious, there will be small hopes of me.
Did you not promise then to marry her?
Not I, by heaven. And what is more, to satisfy your jealousy, I swear, if it were possible, I should ever be inclined to marry, it should be some sweet young sinner. One that has generosity enough to give a favor handsomely to one that can ask it discreetly. One that has wit enough to manage an intrigue of love. Now, that is the dishonorable kind of woman a man such as me might die to honor in a lonely church.
By heaven, there's no faith in anything he says.
Madam, Don Antonio approaches.
I'll see him. Get my coach ready.
It waits you, madam.
Oh, Don Antonio, fie. He's one would certainly discover me. Therefore, I'll retire without ceremony.
Well, this is a lucky interruption. What, madam, now I may be gone and leave you to the enjoyment of my arrival?
Qué hombre más soso. No puede ver cuán dañino, qué pobre parece esa disimulación. And never let me see thy cozening face again, lest I relapse and kill thee.
Farewell, till you are in a better humor. Now to my little gypsy, for though to worse we change, yet still we find new joys, new charms in a newness that's kind.
He's gone. And in this ague of my soul, the shivering fit returns. Con qué prisa se fue por su propia voluntad, como si hubiese llegado el minuto deseado de un encuentro bendito. In vain I have consulted all my charms. In vain this beauty prized. In vain believed my eyes could kindle any lasting fires. Se me había olvidado mi nombre, mi deshonra y la culpa que pone el honor a ellas que se atreven a pretender una pasión seria. Nice reputation, though it leave behind more virtues than inhabit where that dwells. Yet that, once gone, those virtues shine no more. Then, since I am not fit to be loved, I am resolved to think on a revenge for him that soothed me thus to my undoing.
We're happily escaped, yet I tremble still.
What? A lover and afraid? Why, I am but half a one, and yet I have courage for any attempt. Oh, would Helena were here! I would fain have had her as deep in this mischief as we.
Oh, she pretended a visit to the Augustine nuns, but I believe some other design carried her out. Pray heaven we light on her. Our party's grown so small. Prithee, Valeria, what didst thou do with Callus?
When I saw no reason would do good on her, I followed her into the wardrobe. And as she was looking for something in a great chest, I tumbled her in by the heels, snatched up the key to the apartment where you were confined, locked her in, and left her bawling for
Okay, it is well you have made peace with a gypsy's attire, for thou canst never again appear at home after such an action.
At home? Pray, what is that? We are Spaniards in a strange country, cuz. And before that, we are women. There is no home for such a kind as we. Only silent rooms owned by scowling men who suffer us to dwell till we displease them. I scorn that home, and henceforth intend to live more wildly. Nay, downright dangerously, if that young English rascal will follow me into the sunset. But now to business, cousin. I have delivered your letter to Colonel Belleville. When I got out, under pretense of going to mass, I found him at his lodging, and believe me, it came seasonably, for never was man in so desperate a condition. I told him of your resolution of making your escape today, if your brother would be absent long enough to permit you. If not, die rather than be Don Antonio's wife.
Oh, thou shouldst have told him I was locked in my chamber upon my brother's suspicion that the business on the Molo was a plot laid between him and I.
I said all this, and told him your brother was now gone to his devotion, and Belleville resolves to visit every church in Naples till he find him, and not only undeceive him of that, but caress him so as shall delay Pedro's return home.
Oh heavens, he's here. And Belleville with him too.
Walk boldly past them, cuz. I'll distract the popinjays.
Ha 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 ha! A woman and of an excellent form,
She throws a kind look back on you.
which shall not be cast away. I'll follow her.
Prithee, do not.
I'm too far away. I can't hear you.
Oh, Colonel, such news.
Prithee, what?
News that will make you laugh in spite of fortune.
What? Blunt has had some damn trick put upon him? Cheated, banged, or clapped?
Cheated, sir. Rarely cheated of all, but his shirt and drawers. The unconscionable whore turned out before consummation, so that, traversing the streets in the dark, the Night's Watch found him in this fresco and conducted him home. By heaven, 'tis such a slight, and yet I durst as well been hanged as laugh at him. He speaks on all that do but ask him a question, and is in such a humor that you can practice.
Who is it has met with this ill usage, sir?
He's a friend of ours, a foolish countryman whom you must see for mirth's sake. Pretty, Frederick, do go home and keep him in that posture till we come. Our detour shall give Florinda time for an escape.
Come, sirs, this way.
I'm followed still. Huh? My brother, too, advancing this way. Good heavens, defend me from being seen by him.
There she sails. She looks back as she were willing to be boarded. Well, I'll warrant her prize.
Huh. Is not that my captain that has a woman in chase? 'Tis not Angelica. Boy, follow those people at a distance and bring me an account where they go in. I'll find his haunts and plague him everywhere. Ah, my brother!
What shall I do? How my brother now pursues me? Will no kind power protect me from his tyranny? Here's an open door. I'll venture in, since nothing can be worse than to fall into his hands.
Here she went in. I shall remember this house.
This is Belleville's lodging. She's gone in as readily as if she knew it. Oh, here's that mad fellow again. Oh, I dare not venture in. I'll watch my opportunity.
I've lost her hereabouts. Pox on't. She shall not scape me so.
So now my mind's a little bit at peace since I have resolved revenge. Oh, pox on my tailor, though, for not bringing home the clothes I bespoke. For if these rogues come in and find me naked, I'm undone. Oh, Sartlikins, fine ladylike whore to cheat me thus without affording me a kindness for my money. The pox light on her. I shall never be reconciled to the sex again. She has made me as faithless as a physician, as uncharitable as a churchman, and as ill-natured as a poet. What would I give to have a woman within my reach now? Any mortal thing in petticoats, kind fortune send me, and I'll forgive thy last night's malice.
Oh, sir, I beg your pardon for this rude approach into your home.
What is here? Are my wishes granted? And is not that a she creature? Sartlikins, 'tis. What a wretched thing thou art.
Alas, you see me clearly, sir. A very wretched maid, forced by a strange, unlucky accident to seek a safety here, and must be ruined if you do not grant it.
Ruined? Is there any ruin so inevitable as that which now threatens thee?
I'm not sure I know.
Dost thou know, miserable woman, into what den of mischiefs thou art fallen? Dost thou not see something in my looks that frights thy guilty soul and makes thee wish that thou could exchange that shape of woman for any animal or devil, for those were safer forms?
Alas, what mean you, sir? Your looks have something in them that makes me fear, but I beseech you, as you seem a gentleman, pity a harmless virgin that takes your home for sanctuary. Nay, do not touch me. How dare you be so cruel?
Sartlikins, I, as a galley slave or a Spanish whore, cruel? I will smile and deceive thee, flatter thee and beat thee, kiss and swear and lie to thee, flatter thee, embrace thee, and rob thee as she did me, fawn on thee and strip thee naked, and then hang thee out my window with a plague of scurvy verses fastened to thy breasts in praise of damnable women. Come, no resistance.
Alas, sir, must I be sacrificed for the crimes of the most infamous of my sex? I never understood the sins you name.
A generation of damned hypocrites to flatter the very clothes from my back! Dissembling witches! Are these the returns that you make on a gentleman who cares, who loves, and who believes you? But now I will be even with you. Come along, or I shall take...
Good God. What's to do?
Sartlikins, Fred, I am glad thou art come to be witness to my dire revenge.
Have pity, sir, I beg you.
No, young one. No prayers or tears shall mitigate my rage. Therefore, prepare for both my pleasure and enjoyment. For I am resolved to make up my loss here on thy body. I'll take it out in kindness and in beating.
Why, mistress mine, what have you done to my friend?
Done to him? injures me, and you that aided his cruelty. He blames me for some evil crimes committed by a woman whom I never saw nor comprehended. And indeed, sir, some such Jezebels as he describes there may be in the world. But by all that is holy, I am none. I only entered here to save a life in danger.
A likely story, filthy baggage. They are liars all. Prithee, Fred, leave the room that I might teach this harlot a lesson in English manners.
Stay, sir. I have seen you with Belleville, the English cavalier. For his sake, use me kindly. You know him, sir.
Belleville? Why, yes, sweeting. We do know Belleville, and we wish he were here. He's always ravenous for a whore and bacon. But no mind, we'll leave him the bones to pick.
What dost thou know of the colonel?
Oh, the very color of his heart. If you find me not worthy of Belleville's care, let your friend use me as he pleases. But that you may think I merit better treatment than is threatened, pray, take this present.
A diamond? Why, 'tis a wonderful virtue that lies in this ring, a mollifying virtue. Sartlikins, there's more persuasion in it than all her sex can utter.
Alas, I begin to suspect.
Thou art a credulous fellow, Freddy, but Sartlikins, I have no faith yet. Why, my saint prattled as curiously as this one does, but she gave me this bracelet too, a devil on her, but I sent my man to sell it today for necessaries, and it proved as counterfeit as her vows of love.
However, let it reprieve her till we see Belleville.
That's hard, but I'll grant it.
Oh, sir, the colonel is just come with his new friend and a Spaniard of quality, and talks of having you to dinner with them.
Sartlikins, I am undone. I would not see them for the world. Harkee, Fred, lock up the wench in your chamber and then go dispatch these visitors.
Fear nothing, madam. Whatever he threatens, you're safe whilst in my hands.
I have no choice but to believe it.
Ed, Blood, come on.
Ed!
Come on.
Ed!
Blood.
Villain Frederick betrayed me. The rogues are up in arms. Oh, no doubt he has told them of my blasted fortune. Plague on all friendships.
Don Pedro here? Steph, there's no avoiding him. And looking to storm the very walls wherein Florinda's trapped? Now, hang me if these men be not the inconvenientest rascals in nature. I must devise some means to liberate her.
Ned!
Edward Bluntington.
Come on.
Ned Blunt.
Ned Bluntworth.
I never knew the fellow to lock his own door. Though like he's dead.
Sure, this is the only explanation. Hey, let's break down the door.
Oh.
Sartlikins, what did he say?
Here, boy, fetch the necessities for our siege.
Break open the door, fly! All these mad fellows are as good as their word.
Ah, and here the means delivered.
Truly, 'tis a rare servant that can rustle up a battering ram at this time of day.
Ready, boys? All right, on 3. 1, 2.
Hold! Gentlemen, what do you mean? Gentlemen, what do you mean?
Are you yet living? Prithee, open the door and convince us.
Yes, I am alive, gentlemen, but a little busy at present.
It's Edward Blunt, grown into a man of business. Well, come, open the door and let's see this miracle.
No, gentlemen. 'Tis no great business, but I am at my devotion. Sartlikins, will you not allow a man time to pray?
Turn religious, a greater wonder than the first. Therefore, open quickly, or we shall unhinge our way to see thee.
Why, harkee, Colonel, to tell you the plain truth, I have a wench with me Do you understand? The devil's in it if you be so uncivil as to disturb me now.
A wench? What? Nay, that will require evidence. We must come in.
Aye, sirs, go you in, whilst another wench from the shadows doth follow you to find out her dear cousin.
So much for the door.
Wow.
Blunt. Hark ye, sirs, laugh out your laughs quickly, do you hear? And be gone, or I shall spoil your sport. Discern Lickens I shall. This jest has been carried on too long. A plague on my table.
How the whore has dressed him. Oh, Faith. Sir, I'm sorry.
Are you so, sir? Keep it to yourself then, sir. I advise you, do you hear? For I am not to be laughed at.
Oh, nay, but you are, and your mistress to be railed at. Oh, unconscionable sinner, to bring a lover so near his happiness, a vigorous, passionate lover, and then not only cheat him of his movables, but his desires too.
Sir, though I'm a stranger to you, I'm ashamed at the rudeness of this nation. But know that I have a voice in the affairs in Naples, and could you learn who swindled you, would assist you to make an example of him.
Why, aye, there's one who speaks sense now and handsomely. And let me tell you, gentlemen, I should not have let you take such mirth with me, but I have revenge within my power. For I have got within my possession a female who had better have fallen under any curse than the ruin I designed for her. This harlequin, she assaulted me here in my own lodgings and had doubtless committed a rape upon me had I not this sword to defend me.
I cannot speak to that, but on my conscience, thou hadst ravished her had she not redeemed herself with a ring. Let's see it, Blunt.
By heaven, it's Florinda's. Then the bastards have incarcerated her.
Oh. Who gave thee this jewel? Where didst thou receive it?
You change color, Belleville.
Colonel, you look as frightful as a corpse. Pray, what's the matter?
Who gave thee the jewel? Speak, villain.
Call you me villain when I am the woefulest creature alive?
By heaven, I'll kill thee for it. See if I don't.
Why, Belleville, this is too sudden a storm for such a tranquil sky. Nay, what's in thee, man? Why dost thou draw?
By heaven, I begin to fear.
And I suffer my life. Pox on thee, Colonel! 'Tis it not yet enough that I have been wheedled and betrayed, but thou would lift thy sword against me, thy very friend! Good Frederick, dear Freddy, why dost thou not defend me? You know I am in the right!
I know not that.
Methinks 'tis my cue. This stage has long enough been empty of women. Oh, have I found you, sir? Oh, Pedro, oh, cousin, the strangest accident, if I had breath to tell it.
Ah, my lusty wench. I thought you had vanished into the air.
This is no wench, sir. 'Tis my cousin.
Ah, more bad luck.
But how camest thou in such a fright? Speak, coz. Is Florinda safe? Hellena well?
Aye, sir, Florinda is safe from any fears of you.
Why, where is she, Valeria? Quickly!
Aye, where indeed, sir? I wish I could inform you, but to hold you no longer in doubt.
Oh, Christ, what will she say?
She's fled away in the habit of one of her pages, sir. But Callus thinks you may retrieve her yet, if you make haste to follow. And she'll tell you, sir, the rest, if you can find her.
Dishonorable girl. She was born to ruin me. Sir, you see my necessity of leaving you, and I hope you'll pardon it. My sister, I know, will make her flight to you, and if she do, I shall expect she should be rendered back.
I shall consult my love and honor, sir.
Thy name is Blunt, so I hear.
Sweet lady, 'tis?
Why then, I will show deference to your name. I will be Blunt. If you would avoid some present danger to thy person, some knife in back, some fingernails in eyes, or indeed some sword in heart, courtesy of a faithful lover, then go unlock the chamber where thy strumpet is caged and let her loose.
I do it instantly, man, or I shall cut your throat. And when thou hast, look thou never return into my sight.
What's my offense, dear Colonel?
A goodly question for the pondering of banished, lonely souls whose friends have all forsaken him. Release the girl.
Nay, do as they instruct.
This is some way to treat a countryman.
So, Valeria is thy name. I am glad to know it.
Frederick is thy name. I am ashamed to speak it.
Look, sir, here comes the lady.
Another gypsy? They breed like rabbits here.
My dear preserver, let me embrace you.
Cuz, by all the stars in heaven, I am glad to see thee well.
Oh, 'tis only thanks to you.
Oh, no. Now, come, make haste and get yourselves married quickly, for your brother will return again. For shame, lover, why dost thou not speak?
I'm so surprised with fears and joys, so amazed to find you here in safety. I can scarce persuade my heart into a faith of what I see.
Colonel, is this the mistress who has caused you so many sighs and me so many quarrels with you?
It is. Pray, give him the honor of your hand.
Take it, sir. Upon your knees.
And with it, give your pardon, too.
Nay, pardon us both, though I own I have done nothing to merit such compassion.
Then live, sirs, in everlasting gratitude of my forgiveness.
Will.
Run hither, boy, and find some willing churchman instantly.
So, now do I stand like a dog and have not a syllable to plead my own cause with. By this hand, Valeria, I was never thoroughly confounded before, nor shall I evermore dare look up with confidence till you are pleased to pardon me.
Sir, I dare say my cousin shall be reconciled to you on one condition. That you follow the example of your friend in marrying a maid that does not hate you, and whose fortune, I believe, will not be unwelcome to you.
Madam, had I no inclinations that way, I should obey your kind commands.
What, who? Fred? Marry? Oh, gad. He has so few inclinations for womankind that had he been possessed of paradise, that he might have continued there to this day if no crime but love had disinherited him.
I wish this lady would think me so modest a man.
She should be sorry then, and not like you half so well. And I should be loath to break my word with you, which was that if your friend and mine are agreed, it should be a match between you and I.
Bear witness, Colonel. 'Tis a bargain.
The priest is found, sir. He stays for you in yonder chapel.
is well. And now, my dear Florinda, let's fly to complete that mighty joy we have so long wished and sighed for. Come, Fred, you'll follow with your lady. The world's in carnival. 'Tis a ripe time for reckless matrimony.
Your example, sir. 'Twas ever my ambition in war, and must be so in love.
And may not I see this juggling knot tied?
No, thou shalt do us better service and be our guard, lest Don Pedro's sudden return interrupt the ceremony.
Content. How you walled the church? I'll secure the pass.
Sir, there's a lady that would speak with you.
Conduct her thither. I dare not quit my post. This can be none but my pretty gypsy. I see you can follow as well as fly. Come, confess thyself the most malicious devil in nature. You think you've done my business with Angelica. Angelica! Hi.
Yes, traitor. Does not thy guilty blood run shivering through thy veins? Hast thou no horror at this weapon? Tells thee thou hast not long to boast thy shameful conquest.
Faith, no, my blood keeps its old ebbs and flows still. Ese calor el típico también. That could oblige thee with a kindness had I but opportunity.
Devil, thou dost wanton with my pain. Have at thy heart. No, llama las centenas de pecados en torno a tu alma y que mueran contigo.
Aguanta, querida Alpía. Hold thy hand a little. I am not now at leisure to be killed. Aguanta y escúchame.
¿Y por qué? ¿Qué tienes tú, señor, que decirme? But should I hear thee, thou talk away all that is brave about me, and I have vowed thy death by all that's sacred.
By heaven, thou art brave, and I admire thee strangely. I wish I were that dull, that constant thing which thou wouldst have, and nature never meant me. Pero obligado estoy como pajaritos contentos de cantar en todos huertos y posarme en todas ramas, picoteando cualquiera aquella amable quien vuele a encontrarme. To gain your credit, I'll pay you back your charity and be obliged for nothing but your love.
Ojalá fuera sincero. So mean a thought of me would turn my rage to scorn, and I should pity thee and give thee leave to live, which, for the public safety of our sex and my own private injuries, I dare not do. Prepárate. I will no more be tempted with replies.
Sure.
Another word will damn thee. Ya te he escuchado bastante.
Ha! Angelica?
Don Antonio, what devil brought thee hither?
Oh, love and curiosity seeing your coach at the door. Let me disarm you of this unbecoming instrument of death. Hmm? Amongst the number of your lovers, was there not one worthy to have fought your quarrel? Who are you, sir, to be so very wretched to merit death from her?
One, sir, that could have made a better end of an amorous quarrel without you than with you.
Some rival. Ha! Why, thou art the man who took down her picture yesterday. The very same that set upon me last night. Blessed opportunity.
You're mistaken, sir.
My heaven, the very same. Sir, what pretensions do you have to this lady?
Sir, I am not in the habit of being examined by fools and am ill at all disputes but this.
Oh, hold! You see he's armed with certain death, and you, Don Antonio, I command you hold by all the passion you've so lately vowed me.
Don Antonio and Angelica.
Madam, when I refuse obedience to your will, may you destroy me with your mortal hate. By all that is holy, I adore you so, that even my rival, who has charms enough to make me fall victim to my jealousy, shall live, nay, shall have leave to love on still.
What's this I hear?
Ah, thus. 'Twas thus he talked and I believed. Antonio, yesterday I'd not have sold my interest in his heart for all thy sword has won and lost in battle. But now, to show my utmost of contempt, I give thee life, which if thou wouldst preserve, live where my eyes may never see thee more. Vive para ser la perdición de otra, whose soul may prove so bravely constant to revenge my love.
Antonio, stay thy hasty hand.
Don Pedro?
What coward fear was that prevented thee from meeting me this morning on the Molo?
Meet thee?
Yes, me. I was the man that dared thee to it.
Hast thou so often seen me fight in war to not find better excuse for my absence? I sent my sword with one to do thee right, finding myself incapable to use a sword.
But 'twas Florinda's quarrel that we fought, and you, to show how little you esteemed her, sent me your rival, giving him your interest. But I have found the cause of this affront. And when I meet you fit for the dispute, I'll tell you my resentment.
Oh, I shall be ready, sir, ere long, to do you reason.
Oh, if I could find Florinda now, whilst my anger's high, I think I should be kind and give her to Belleville in revenge.
Faith, sir, I know not what you would do, but I believe the priest within has been so kind.
How? My sister married?
I hope by this time she is. And bedded too, or he has not my longings about him. Faith, let's ask him the bridegroom himself, for here he comes now.
Like the rogues caught up in some new mischief. Oh, what's here? Or Pedro returned. How shall I get away?
Colonel Belleville. I hear you have married my sister.
You have heard truth, then, sir?
Have I so? Then, sir, I wish you joy.
What?
By this embrace I do, and am glad on it.
Is he in earnest?
Marry, that he is. The sudden change I'll give you reasons for anon. Come, lead me into my sister, that she may know I now approve her choice.
My gypsy. 1,000 blessings on thee for this kindness. Cat child, I was in despair of ever seeing thee again. My friends are all provided for within, each man his kind woman.
I thought they had served me some such trick.
And I was even resolved to go aboard and condemn myself to my lone cabin and the thoughts of thee.
And could you have left me behind? hubieses sido de tan mal carácter?
Pues, me hubiese rompido el corazón, niña. But, since we are met again, I defy foul weather to part us.
Why then, let's lose no time.
My time's as precious to me as thine can be. Therefore, dear creature, since we are so well agreed, let's retire to my chamber. Come, my bed's prepared for such a guest, tan limpia y dulce como su misma hermosura. I love to steal a dish and a bottle with a friend and hate long graces. Venga, a retirarnos y caer al hecho.
Falta solo obtener mi consentimiento, y el hecho en breve es cumplido. Let but old Hymen and his priest say amen to it, and I dare lay my mother's daughter by as proper a fellow as your father's son, without fear or blushing.
Hold. No such words, child. A priest and Hymen? Prithee, add hangman to him to make up the consort. No. We'll have no vows, but love, child, nor no witness but the lover. Marriage is as certain a bane to love as lending money is to friendship. I'll neither ask nor give a vow, though I could be content to turn gypsy y volverme un novio chueco to have that pleasure of working that great miracle of making a maid a mother. If you durst venture.
And what shall I get out of that? A cradle full of noise and mischief, with a pack of repentance at my back.
I see we are both upon our guard. And I see there's no way to conquer good nature but by yielding. Come, give me thy hand. Un beso y tuyo seré.
Un beso. Que tontamente habla. I am resolved you shall have none. For he that will be satisfied with one kiss will never die of that longing. Good friend, single kiss is all your talking come to this. A kiss, a coddle, farewell, Captain Single Kiss.
Why, nay, if we part so, let me die like a bird upon a bough at the sheriff's charge. La cripta más profunda en el banco del Dorado no podría comprarte de mí. Adoro su humor and will marry thee. And we are so of one humor, it must be a bargain. Give me thy hand. And yet, before thou dost, is it not fit we should know each other's names? That when we have reason to curse one another hereafter, and people ask me who 'tis I give to the devil, I may at least be able to tell what family you come of.
Razonable, Capitan. And for when I have cause, I may know on whom to curse my fortune. I beseech your name.
I'm called Robert. The Constant.
A very fine name. Podemos que lo merezcas algún día.
Bueno, espero que tenga uno mejor, that a man may speak it without crossing himself.
I am called Hellena, the inconstant.
What? Hellena?
Ah! Give you joy, Mrs. Belleville. And brother, good morrow. Now, Capitan, demuestra tu amor y valor. Stand to your arms and defend me bravely, or I am lost forever.
What's this I hear? False girl, how came you hither and dressed so scandalously? Why art thou in man's apparel, and what's thy business? Speak.
Hold off, sir. You have leave to parley only.
Faith,
Brother, my business is the same with all living creatures of my age. To love and be loved. And here's the man.
Perfidious maid, hast thou deceived me too? Deceived thyself and heaven?
'Tis time enough to make my peace with that. Be you but kind, let me alone with heaven.
Belleville, I did not expect this false play from you. Was it not enough to steal away Florinda, which I pardoned? But your lewd companions must also be enriched with the spoils of our noble family.
Sir, I am as much surprised at this as you can be. Yet, sir, my friends are gentlemen, and ought to be esteemed for their misfortunes, since they have the glory to suffer with the best of men and kings. 'Tis true he's a rover of fortune, yet a prince aboard his little wooden world.
What's this to the maintenance of a woman of her birth and quality?
Faith, sir, I can boast of nothing but a sword which does me right wheresoe'er I come, and has defended a worse cause than a woman's. And since I loved her before I either knew her birth or name, I must pursue my resolution and marry her.
And is all your holy intent of becoming a nun debauched into a desire for man?
Why, I have considered the matter, brother, and find the 300,000 crowns my uncle left me, and which you cannot keep from me, will be better laid out in love than in religion, and turn to as good an account. Let the Parliament carry it, for heaven or the captain.
The captain.
The captain.
Look you, sir, 'tis a clear case.
If I refuse, my life's in danger. Well, there's one motive induces me. Take her, Captain. I shall now be free from the fear of her honor. Guard it you now, if you can. I have been a slave to it long enough.
Faith, sir, I am of the opinion that a woman's honor is not worth guarding when she has a mind to part with it.
Well said, Captain.
Hark! What's this?
Why, the custom of the carnival, madam. The merry people in masquerade who live only to revel and make every man's house their own are coming up with strange habits and musicians.
Ah, and in good time. I think I have a mind to dancing.
Wheel to the good man within the church, who stays to give us a cast of his office. Have you no trembling at the near approach?
No more than you have in a battle or in una tempestad.
Egad, thou art a brave girl. Y admiro tu amor y valor. Lead on. No other dangers they can dread who venture in the storms of a marriage bed.
I, here and there, or heard a coxcomb cry. Ah, rot it, 'tis a woman's comedy. One who, because she lately chanced to please us, with her damned stuff will never cease to tease us. What has poor woman done that she must be debarred from sense and sacred poetry? Why in this age has heaven allowed you more and women less of wit than heretofore?
We once were famed in story, and could write equal to men, could govern, nay, could fight. We still have passive valor and can show what custom give us leave be active too, since we no provocations want from you.
For who but we could your dull fopperies bear, your saucy love and your brisk nonsense here? Endure you worse than womanish affection, which renders men the nuisance of the nation?
And yet, to your gross noise, we must submit our reason, arms, our laurels, and our wit, because we do not laugh when you are lewd and scorn and cudgel you when you are rude.
That we have nobler souls than you, we prove by how much more we're sensible of love. Quickest in finding all the subtlest ways to make your joys, then why not write you plays?
We best can find your foibles, know our own. Besides, your writing's out of fashion grown. Method and rule you only understand. Pursue that way of fooling and be damned. Your learned cant of action, time, and place must all give way to our unlabored grace.
All the men of wit we will subscribe, but for you half-wits, you unthinking tribe, we'll let you see whate'er beside we do, how artfully we copy some of you.
And if you're drawn to life, pray tell me then why women should not write as well as men.
Folks, that is the end of our wonderful show. I invite our lovely audience members to turn on their video, join us here in the main screen, and give some virtual applause, however you would like, to our amazing cast for such a wonderful performance. Great job, everyone. Amazing.